Hi, my name is Elle, and today I have a great solution for all that copy paper that your office wastes every day. We're going to make a cost-effective, reusable green notebook using a Dahle Vantage 15E paper trimmer and a GBC CombBind C110 manual binding machine. So first off, let's go over some of the supplies you'll need to get started. First, you're going to need some copy paper. And then you want to have some recycled cardstock for the front and back cover. Now this will give your notebook a finished look and also make sure that it's sturdy. Then of course, you're going to need some plastic combs to bind the final project. You can make your notebooks in any size, but today I'm going to show you how to make one of our half-size notebooks, which is 8.5 by 5.5 inches. Alright, so we're going to move over here to our Dahle Vantage 15E paper trimmer. Now I've already set our size selector to 5.5. Next, grab about 15 sheets of your copy paper, lift up the handle, align the side with the paper selector, and then put down the paper clamp and then set this aside for the next part of our project. Now we're going to do the exact same thing with our cardstock. One thing to consider is that cardstock is quite a bit thicker than normal paper, so you don't want to cut as many sheets at one time. Once again, lift up the clamp and set this aside with the rest of your paper. Now the next step is to cut our plastic comb to the appropriate size. Now like I said, we're making a half sheet, so we need 9 teeth in our comb. Put down the paper clamp, line up the comb where you want to cut it, and then just chop it down. And also set this aside for our next step of our project. And you can save these little combs for your next project. Now the great thing about the Dahle Vantage paper trimmer is that it has a built-in safety feature. So once you're done with your project, simply pull out the handle and lock it in place. Now we have our GBC CombBind C110, and we're ready to bind our notebook materials together. So first, take the inside of your notebook, set the sheet guide to letter, line up the paper, make sure it's pushed all the way back, pull down the lever, and set that aside. Now we're going to do the exact same thing to our front and back cover. Line it up with the sheet guide, make sure it's pushed back, and set that aside. Now we're ready to bind our entire project together. So do you remember the plastic comb that we cut down to 9 teeth? You want to grab that, put the open end up in the teeth of the machine, use this lever to open it to whatever size the plastic combs are. In this case, these are 3/8 of an inch. Take your front cover, put it on face down, and then you want to take your paper, also face down, and finally your back cover. Once you have all the materials for your notebook on the machine, just pull the lever back and you've got your notebook. Now, the great thing about this notebook is that once you've filled all the sheets, you can still reuse it. Simply put it back on the machine, open it up, take off the back cover and set that aside, and then take the inside where you have all your used paper. Now you can either staple this together and file it away, or just put it in your recycling bin. And then just get some new sheets, put them back in, put on the back cover, and you've got a new notebook. The great thing about this project is that you can make the notebooks in various sizes. You can do a full-size notebook, of course the half-size notebook, then even a third-size notebook, which is great when you're just writing down your to-do list or taking notes. So be on the lookout for more product demonstrations and tips and tricks.